Unit 9, Lesson 2.
Map reading. What are maps? Let us draw a very simple map to find out what it is. Take a piece of plain paper. Place your hand on it. Then with a pencil, draw around your fingers and thumb. Make sure that you outline each one carefully. Remove your hand from the paper. Mark your fingernails and knuckles. Now you have a map of your hand. There are different kinds of maps, like the world map, city map, road map, street and house maps. We use directions on a map to show us places. The main directions are east, west, north, and south. A compass rose is used to see the directions. Maps also show size, climate, and physical features such as rivers, mountains, and deserts of a country. Signs or symbols are used to show things on a map. Symbols replace words by pictures to make the map easier to understand. These symbols are shown in a small box called the key, or legend, given on the side of a map. Now let's look at a map of the Middle East. What does it tell us? It shows that it is the meeting place of 3 continents. It has some of the hottest and driest deserts in the world. 2 important rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates, flow from the mountains of Turkey across the deserts of Syria and Iraq. The region is important because it has large reserves of oil and natural gas.
Unit 10, Lesson 2.
A memorable day. One of my happiest memories is of my elementary school days in the USA. I was 9 years old when my family moved to America. I liked life in the United States and got used to it easily. However, I was always proud of being a Saudi national. One day, the school took us on a field trip to the John F. Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. The center was full of interesting things to see. I listened carefully to what the tour guide and our teacher had to say about the exhibits. I wanted to get home and tell my family about the exhibits. To leave the center, we had to pass the Hall of Flags. The guide told us that the flag of every country in the world hangs in this hall. Hurriedly, my eyes searched for the Saudi flag. I simply stood under it and saluted it. My teacher and classmates were touched by my patriotism. They spent the rest of the day telling everyone how wonderful it was for a child to love his country so much. It was a memorable day indeed.
Unit 13, Lesson 2.
Famous cities. This Red Sea port is called the Bride of the Red Sea. It is located on the western coast of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The area of the city is about 1,200 square kilometers, and the population is more than 2 million. It is hot and humid throughout the year, but it gets better and less humid in winter. The city is famous for its long cornices and the huge fountain which rises about 200 meters from the sea. Tourists enjoy sightseeing in the old town with its historical buildings. This small city is located between the Alps and the Jura Mountains in the southwest of Switzerland. It covers only 282 square kilometers with a population of 180,000. It has a very pleasant climate, but it becomes very cold in winter. The lake and the river Rhone add to the beauty of the city. The city is famous for its watchmaking industry. A huge flower clock in the city park reminds us of this industry. Tourists like to see the famous water fountain, which is 140 meters high. This beautiful historical city is the capital of Syria. It lies in the southwest of Syria on the Barada River near the Anti-Lebanon Mountains. The area of this city is 105 square kilometers, and the population is more than 1.5 million. The climate is cold and hot in summer. There are more than 200 mosques in this city. The most important one is the Umayyah Mosque. The city is famous for its fruit trade and leather and silk industry. Tourists like to see the old town with its historical shopping area.
Unit 13, Lesson 4.
Traveling your homeland. Most people like to spend their holidays abroad. They travel to countries in Europe, the Far East, etc. Traveling abroad is interesting, and it increases your general knowledge. Yet going around one's own country is important. There are many advantages to traveling in your country. It is usually less expensive as you don't have to pay airfare. Not only is the food better and tastier, but the people are also friendlier. Reading street signs and understanding directions given by people on the street is also easier as everything is in your native language. You also get to know your homeland better, and this is a must. So the next time holidays come around, remember that the best vacation yet may be just around the corner.
Unit 14, Lesson 2.
West Edmonton Mall. Why is West Edmonton Mall considered the eighth wonder of the world? How is it different from other shopping malls? Where is this amazing place? Why is it titled in the Book of Records? West Edmonton Mall is located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It is the world's largest shopping and entertainment center. The mall covers an area of 48 city blocks and was built with a cost of 1.2 billion Canadian dollars, 2.9 billion Saudi riyals. Unlike other shopping centers, it has the largest indoor amusement park and a sky ceiling that changes from dawn to dusk. It has 800 stores and services, more than 110 eateries, a world-class hotel, and special attractions for tourists. There are 58 entrances and an unusually large parking area for 20,000 vehicles. Besides, there is a 100,000 square foot recreation room. Fountains, light fixtures, aquariums, and water parks give this mall an exclusive look. West Edmonton Mall was such a huge complex that it was built in 4 phases beginning in 1981 and ending in 1998. Each phase highlighted special features. It is not surprising that West Edmonton Mall holds world records for having the largest shops, parking lot, indoor wave pool, indoor amusement park, and indoor lake.
Unit 15, Lesson 2.
Test-taking tips. Do you get a little scared when your teacher says you have a test? Tests do scare many people, but there are ways to prepare for the test so that you can be more relaxed. Reviewing for a test. You should sit in a quiet place to study. You should have everything that you need with you. You must also know exactly what lessons will be on the test so you can study what you need to know. As you study, make up questions you think might be on the test. Practice saying the answers to yourself. If you cannot say them, it is likely you don't know them. Taking the test. Now that you know how to prepare, here are some tips for actually taking the test. Read over the test quickly first. This will help you calm down. You must find out how much time you have. This will help you know how much time to spend on each question. Read the directions carefully to avoid careless mistakes. Answer the easy questions first, then do the hard ones. Remember that you have to read the test over before turning it in. This is the time to find any mistakes. These steps may help you overcome your fears and pass the test easily.
Unit 16, Lesson 3.
No more housework. It was 5 o'clock in the evening when Renee Wagner came home from work. She walked into the living room. The children are 14, 13, and 9 years old. They were watching TV. The living room was a mess. There were empty glasses and dirty socks on the floor. There were cookies on the sofa. Games and toys were everywhere. Renee was angry. "This place is a mess," she told her children. "I can't work all day and do housework all evening. I'm not going to do housework." And so Renee didn't do housework. She didn't clean. She didn't wash dishes. She didn't wash clothes. Every evening she sat on the sofa and watched TV. After 2 weeks, every plate, fork, and glass in the house was dirty. All the children's clothes were dirty too. Every garbage can was full. The house was a mess. Then one day, Renee came home from work and got a big surprise. The kitchen was clean. The children had cleaned the kitchen. The next day, the living room was clean, and the children were washing their clothes. Renee told her children, "Okay, I'll do the housework again, but you have to help me." Now Renee and her 3 children do the housework together. Then they all sit on the sofa and watch TV.